Hi, I'm Oscarito, and this is the movie Dangerous Animals. A young couple, brought together by their love of surfing, is captured by a sadistic maniac who feeds human victims to wild sharks, recording it all on camera. The story opens on a small pier somewhere off the coast of Australia. Two tourists, Heather and Greg, arrive looking for a shark cage diving tour. Out of nowhere appears Tucker, not just a captain, but a real-deal Aussie boomerang of a man. He learns the couple got separated from their group and offers to take them on his own private tour. The three head out to sea. On the way, Tucker shares that he once loved surfing but was attacked by a shark as a kid. He survived but carries deep scars, both physical and emotional. Once they reach the dive spot, Heather panics. Tucker calms her with a cheerful rendition of Baby Shark. The couple descends into the water in a protective cage surrounded by dozens of sharks. When they return to the boat, the vibe shifts. Tucker suddenly stabs Greg and throws his body back into the sea, to the feeding frenzy below. Heather is spared, for now. We switch perspective to a young woman named Zephyr, who lives out of her van and chases waves. At a gas station, she bumps into a sharply dressed guy named Moses, who's looking for jumper cables. His car died. He catches her shoplifting snacks and gives her a choice: help him or he turns her in. She agrees. As they head to his car, he notices her surfboard and realizes they're kindred spirits. They quickly hook up in her van, parked outside his house. He tells her about a secret beach with great waves. She falls asleep. He heads inside to make her breakfast, but when he returns, the van is gone. Zephyr really did go check out the beach, but she forgot her fin key. Heading back to the parking lot, she bumps into Tucker, who politely hands her a tool and drives away. She returns to her board, texts Moses, but just as they're about to reconnect, Tucker attacks her. He strangles her unconscious and locks her in a plastic case, staging it like a drowning. She wakes up chained to a bed in the ship's lower deck. Heather is there too. They're far out at sea with no help in sight. Zephyr starts drawing on survival skills she picked up growing up in foster care and in prison. She pulls a wire from Heather's bra and tries to pick the lock. Tucker brings them food. He notices Heather's missing bra, but Zephyr distracts him with small talk. After he leaves, she resumes working the lock but drops the wire. He returns with restraints. Zephyr pretends to be asleep, but he's already drugged their water. She wakes strapped to a chair on deck. Heather is suspended by a crane. Tucker, now fully in his maniacal Lovecraft-obsessed cult leader mode, talks about sea gods demanding sacrifices. He records everything on a worn-out VHS camcorder. Heather is fed to the sharks. Zephyr is dragged back to the hold where she carves Heather's name onto the wall, beside dozens of others. That night, Tucker drinks wine, dances in his underwear, and tapes a lock of Heather's hair to his new cassette. He's got an entire archive of murder footage. The next morning, he brings Zephyr food. She spits at him. He offers her a bucket to get it off her chest. After all, sharks don't like noisy tourists. Zephyr begins planning her escape. She sharpens a makeshift shiv from the bucket handle. When Tucker comes to inject her, she stabs him. He hits his head and blacks out. She grabs the keys, unlocks her chains, and rushes up top, but he regains consciousness and jabs her with a tranquilizer. Groggy, she staggers to the cockpit, tries to send a distress signal, sees a tour boat in the distance, but can't trigger the beacon. She throws the camera into the ocean, knowing how much it means to him, and jumps after it. But she's too weak. He hauls her back with a gaff hook. Meanwhile, Moses finds Zephyr's abandoned van, but police won't take it seriously. He checks CCTV footage and spots Tucker's truck leaving the beach. He calls Tucker, no answer. Moses eventually tracks down Tucker's boat and sneaks aboard. He hears Zephyr below deck, but instead of freeing her immediately, he goes to get help. That's when Tucker returns. A fight breaks out. Moses almost wins, but is blindsided by Tucker's nosy neighbor, drawn by the noise. The neighbor sees Zephyr, but before he can help, Tucker kills him. The boat heads back out to sea. Zephyr knows she's running out of time. She begs to take Moses' place when Tucker suspends him over the shark-infested water. Tucker ignores her. Zephyr tells Moses to stay still. Sharks don't react to stillness. Tucker pulls Moses back up, stabs him, and lets the smell of blood do the work. Suddenly, a rescue helicopter appears on the horizon. Tucker yanks the victims back on board. Zephyr breaks her own finger to try to escape the cuffs, but it's not enough, so she bites it off. When Tucker returns, he sees blood but no Zephyr. She's hidden, locks him in the hold, and tries to flee, but he bursts out through a porthole and shuts down the boat's systems. She sees the shoreline and lights a flare. Tucker attacks. They fight. She hits him with a frying pan, then fires a flare at him, not for help, but as a weapon. She jumps into the sea. He follows. The ocean offers no escape. She swims to shore, but the beach is deserted, and Tucker appears behind her. She's caught again. This time, she's the one suspended from the crane. It's her turn on the hook. Tucker rolls the camera. The giant shark appears. He's ecstatic. But Zephyr stays still. The shark swims past. Tucker tries to provoke it, but another shark bites the gaff from his hand. Zephyr grabs it and reaches the crane. Tucker startles her. She falls. But she doesn't panic. The massive shark, recognizing her from earlier, passes by. Zephyr surfaces, grabs the harpoon gun, and fires. Tucker is impaled and devoured. The camera keeps rolling, but the rope pulls tight around Zephyr's ankle. She fights free, gets to Moses, and fires a signal flare. A rescue boat appears. Moses regains consciousness. Zephyr tells him, "I've got more than surfing now, I've got you." The movie ends there.